Story time. So, let me tell y'all the story of, there's a story of a little baby. No, for real. I believe I was like 6 years old when this had occurred. 6, 7 years old. Me and my sister was living in South Carolina. And my mom had came from Germany, I believe, because she was stationed out there. But she was being restationed to Hawaii. She moved around a lot, quote unquote, you know, for campaigns and stuff. And, you know, when she came to South Carolina, she had asked me and my sister if we wanted to go with her now, if if I wanted to stay. I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'ma just go. I'ma go with Augusto. Because I was scared of heights. And at the time, you know, she came, she was being friendly, you know. I probably only saw my mom 3 times. We spent time like on holidays when she would come and have time to come spend with us, but that was about it. And this instant, it was just like, damn, this is like a wish come true, like a dream come true. Tell me why, you know, she talking to my granny talking about my dog Button. Mind you, I saw him in a journey I went on spiritually. And, you know, she was like, she was going to get him fixed because he was sick. You know, he had heartworms. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm lit. Yeah, I'm just like, oh my, I love my mama. I love my mama. My mama always coming through. Tell me why we get on a plane. This is when me and my whole life just literally flipped upside down. And we get on the plane. We go to Pearl Harbor. You know, we on the barracks and stuff. But we're in a hotel until we get into housing. She outside smoking a Newport. You know, I'm excited. I'm a child. So I'm walking tiptoeing, about to creep up and say, I love you, Mom. Tell me why. This on the phone talking about some, I'm not about to pay for no fucking dog. I told them to put the dog to sleep. I cried. Because my mom literally didn't know. I heard her like basically say the truth after she lied to me. But I really didn't let her see me. I didn't let her see me cry. I cried. I turned around. I got on the bed. I cried. Fixed my face. Because you know when you black, bitch, when you're a child, bitch, fix your face. What you're crying for? Bitch, I told myself that, bitch. What I'm crying for? You know, I don't want her to see me crying. You know, let her know I hurt her. So, you know, she came in or whatever like that. We ate or whatever. She was a real aggressive person. You know, she would sit up there and she would be so stern and like masculine energy because she had a lot of pain that she failed to release. And my compassionate heart was just so loving. I'm still the same way. I still think the same exact way, bitch, when it comes down to how compassionate I am. Like, even as stern and disciplined as I could be, emotionally intelligent as I could be, I still choose to exude compassion. Because, bitch, what I'm acting like you for? That's stupid. Because then I'm giving the wrong impression. Like, it's okay to behave this way for certain situations. No. It's okay to use discernment and still have love and compassion. But long story short, you know, we stayed in Hawaii for some time, and then all of a sudden, we had to leave. Her and her husband at the time got into it because he cheated on her, and it was a domestic violence situation. So she had flew back with me to Virginia because my father, he was working at Northrop Grumman Shipyard in Virginia. You know, she dropped me off and left me with $60. I hadn't heard from her. She never called to talk to me or none of that shit. But I was just like, she's probably busy. Giving excuses, bullshit ass excuses too. Always making excuses for bitches who didn't deserve it. But I still love you. I still forgive you. Long story short, I was like 7 at this time. And my daddy, he had a girlfriend. She was so sweet. I loved that lady. I still think about her. And I still talk to her too. I actually respect her. because she didn't have to take me in. Because my daddy, he decided that he was going to go on a work journey or a work transfer to California or some foolishness that they said. They lied to me. Anyways, fuck them. And when my mom dropped me off in Virginia, I'm living in this apartment. My sister is wherever the fuck she at. I'm separated from her. This is the first time I've ever been separated from my sister. So, I'm feeling comfortable because I'm familiar with my dad, but I want my granny, I want my sister, I want what's familiar to me, I'm not really making a big complaint about it because my daddy, he was abusive too. He used to beat me with brushes and shit, and his bitches used to beat me too. The one I'm talking about though, I loved her. She never put her hands on me, and she really favored me, like she really spoiled me. But she was a hard-working woman too. Like she really used to work real hard. Like she was always at work, and I respect her because she was put through a lot. My daddy wasn't shit. Cheating on bitches. But, long story short, he up in the fucking living room. I'm in the bed. It's time for me to go to school. Wake up to go to school. He fucking some bitch. She up in there talking about his last name, screaming his last name and shit. I'm acting like I'm not motherfucking paying attention. And all of a sudden, a knock on the door. It's his ex-girlfriend. Knock, knock, knock. Is this what you do? Saying his last name. I'm going to say Franklin. But if you know my last name, you know his last name. And, it wasn't a big dramatic scene or nothing. You expressing her feelings. But after that, it was like a couple weeks, I want to say. But I really feel like it was a couple days after that. Because me and this other individual, we lived together for at least a year. I lived with my daddy longer than my mama. And, so she took me in. He went to California acting like he didn't have enough money to afford to get me a ticket to go with him. And this was around 2004. 2004. And I'm still going to school, I'm being taken care of and stuff. But my dad's not calling, my mom's not calling, I'm not talking to my sister. But I'm not thinking nothing of it because I'm holding people to what they told me. My daddy told me that he was going to send a ticket for me. And all of a sudden, he just stopped answering his phone. And it was like, I wonder why this is going on now. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. But I was feeling out of place, unnourished, because although I'm being taken care of, fed and stuff, I am not being nourished properly. So it wasn't any nurturing because the mom, she used to work all the time. And when she would get off from work, she had to take care of a whole household, and she had older sons. So it was like, it was a lot on her plate, especially adding another mouth to feed. It was just a whole lot. I didn't want to feel like a burden to her. So I tried to just keep a low profile, even though I used to write in my journal all the time, because that was my release. Very young, elementary school doing this. And we went back to New Orleans, and because my father abandoned me and my mother is nowhere to be found, no one has my social security number or my birth certificate or custody of me. So when I'm put in school, I'm taken. I go to school one day, I get into a fight, and CPS comes. And I end up going to a facility for months because there weren't any available beds in foster care for me. And I was like 8 years old. My dad called one time and I never heard from him again for like 21 years. My mom, I didn't hear from her for at least, I want to say, 12 years. And, I got a hold of my sisters eventually, but if it wasn't for my sisters, I probably would have been real hurt. And my granny, like my granny, the person who raised me, she used to call me all the time. She actually bought me a phone and I'm sorry, y'all. She would send me money in an envelope wrapped with like a napkin or something from church. And we used to talk on the phone until I had to get off to save the money. And we were always in our conversations and we'll say, may the Lord keep watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Amen. So at this time, I'm in foster care. I go to court every month. Every month. My aunt, where my sister is, and my uncles, they're getting, because, my memory is impeccable. I remember everything like it was yesterday. A bitch can't pull wool over my eyes because I'm not stupid. And my memory is very impeccable. I was literally an A student. Me and my sister were very intelligent. But it was just the simple fact of the matter. Every single month for 11 years of foster care, I waited. I kept my parents' custodial rights intact because I had hope that I was not about to be abandoned. My family loved me. My mother called my phone. No, actually, she didn't call my phone. She was texting me on Facebook, and she told me that my father was not my real father. Bitch lied about my granny being dead. Like, she just was an evil person. Like, she just wanted to see me hurt. She wanted to see me hurt by telling me the truth after naming me after this person, because I was a junior. Might I add, I was definitely a junior. But I kind of put things together as I got older. Like, it was because I wasn't wanted. I was unexpected. My mom, she pretended like she wanted to build a relationship with me once I became an adult, but she waited until I was an adult to even talk to me because she didn't want to feel like she was obligated to do anything for me. When I was in foster care, she called one time when I was 15, and then we got in contact through Facebook, and, she was taking care of my nephew, and she didn't see anything wrong with that. She called me jealous, tried to project on me things that I wasn't feeling, but I was curious, like, why am I in foster care and you're talking to me? Gaslighting me into believing that I was the reason why I chose to stay in foster care, etc., so on and so forth. She never gave me any money. She never did anything for me as a teenager, as an abandoned individual. Like, I really was just dropped in the middle of nowhere. And my foster mom was a blessing to me, both of them. My adventures in life really gave me perspective and culture. I am the way I am because I choose to be who I choose to be. I am not a product of anything other than my mental environment. I have healed myself from an insurmountable amount of betrayals, lies, users, manipulators, and I have remained faithful to my ability to exude compassion and love in the highest sense. When people see me on Instagram, just know I made it. And I am not faking my happiness or my joy. I am grateful that God gave me gurus, gave me angels to entertain in the midst of my storm. Because yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I don't fear none of you bitches. And that's the truth. But this is just part one of the letter. It gets way better.